Hey, Coach. So glad you found our video. Just like Wesley here, hope you have your hand up. Make sure you go over and subscribe and like. We really appreciate that. You'll get a new video every day if you do that. Second thing is go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you win some state championships. Let me help you 30 plus years of coaching. Let me help you through it, save time, have more fun, win more games. I know that's what we all want to do. So go over and check out teachhoops.com and let's head off to the video.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm going to talk about leadership a little bit, dive into it. So if I'm looking or I'm moving and making some movements toward notes and stuff like that, just know that that's what I'm doing as I'm talking here. But before we do that, I'd like to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, two leaders in their specific fields is kind of the way I will tackle this. First of all, Dr. Dish, I believe the leader in innovation, in technology, not only do they have the shooting machine, they have other things that they are doing, especially with volleyball and stuff like that. But Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market, in my opinion. Mention Teach Hoops, mention Coach Unplugged, mention High School Hoops, mention 5 Minute Basketball Coaching Podcast, mention that Coach Collins is part vampire and does not sleep enough. And they'll give you $350 off your next purchase. So go do that. That's the first thing. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. That's my baby. I would say I'm a leader. I try to give a lot back by these podcasts, by my YouTube channel, by a lot of things. But teachhoops.com is what pays the bills. What keeps the motor running, and is the gas in the tank, and it is hopefully helping develop leaders, I guess, in the coaching community, and that's what we really try to do over at teachhoops.com. Just put up recently a quarterly membership because I listened to my members and that's kind of what they wanted. So they wanted to, I think some of them wanted to do a little bit of a deep dive come this summer. So anyway, go over and check it out, teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. All right. So leadership. I'm gonna do a John Wooden quote to start. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% with how you respond to it. And it is, and I think that kind of dives into the leadership things. Leaders, we can all kind of describe what a leader is. I think we can all think about a leader has a presence about them. Inspirational leaders don't have to have charisma, but they have to be engaged. When you're talking to a leader, you know it. They're maybe not the Energizer Bunny kind of sometimes like I am, but they're fully engaged. You know that they're there. You know that you're being heard, and you know that it's not about them, but they make other people feel important. And as coaches, obviously that's something we want not only to be. We want to be leaders. We want to be inspirational and be fully engaged, but we also want to develop players, and we want to make others feel important. And I think that's that's kind of one of those things that as true leaders, aren't bureaucrat aren't bureaucrat haven't worked in a bureaucratic area, kind of like they understand so a leader understands the process in which we must go through, that we have to invest time, that we have to solve problems, that we have to have, I know it's the lingo now, but kind of that growth mindset. And ultimately, coaches are leaders of not only the school and the community, but everyone. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to get political, but there's been a leadership vacuum, I think, in not only in our state, in our country, in our world. And as coaches and as teachers, I hope that we can close that gap. Um, you know, Leaders are disciplined. They do not take the easy way. They do not take the path of least resistance. They are skillful. They are purposeful. They have they have internal decision making that's going on, um, and they have kind of this little checklist that they know, that their impact on others is powerful. So, you know, if you're going to have sustained success as a coach, so when you're looking at yourself, or even if you're looking at your players, it won't happen unless you've built that trust that I was talking about before, that others making them feel important, that culture, which I talked about earlier in one of the podcasts, um, and that embraces. You got to have discipline over time. You have to have purpose and skillful things. You can't just take the path of least resistance. And it's those early mornings, it's those shooting things, it's the being on time, it's that discipline, that daily discipline, rather than the kind of the default, I'm going to take the easy way. um Talent, if you if you've ever watched the summer league in the NBA, talent is common. Okay, talent is common. There are lots of great players that never made it to the NBA. There are lots of great players that never got Division I scholarships. Um, and part of that is the discipline. So when we think about ourselves as coaches and we think about our players, discipline is important. Um, and it's what's common to the elite athlete and to the elite coach. Um, it is, I always refer to it as it's outworking our opponents. Like when they're sleeping, I'm up. And to be honest with you, if you think about it, I think I'm pretty disciplined when it comes to teachhoops.com. I think I'm pretty disciplined when it comes to putting on a podcast 7 days a week. Pretty disciplined when it comes to working on my craft and becoming a better coach for myself, and then also sharing it with all of you. Okay. So I tell people talent is a gift, intelligence is a gift, but getting better is a choice. So let me say that again. Talent is a gift. Getting better is a choice. And as coaches, this is where I would challenge you. As coaches, you have to challenge yourself to get better. And it's one of the reasons I started Teach Hoops, but it's that discipline, and that's mentoring, and that I don't know everything. And part of the reason I do the podcast, part of the reasons I do these interviews, part of the reasons I do the reading that I do is I want to get better. Okay. It's choices that you make. Obviously I'm blessed and my kids are a little bit older, so I'm not running off to little league practice and taking my daughter to drama and all those kind of things. So I'm blessed in that respect. But I make choices. I make choices that I think how I can make the world a little bit better. So talent versus ability is ability is natural. There's now natural ability, and there's acquired ability. And I was just talking to a coach, Coach Van Hook, about skills that you can work on. There's natural ability that you can jump, you can, you can. It's talent. Talent gets you natural ability. You're born with it. You can jump high. You're very quick. Acquired ability is training. You can become that better dribbler. You can become that better shooter by acquired ability, by training, by working on it. Like at me as a coach, I'm always training. I mean, I probably sent 3 emails to my assistants this morning talking about things that we have to work on, things that we need to do. So leadership, culture, behavior, all of those things kind of, leaders create the culture that drives the behavior that produces results. Okay. Players do need skills. Okay. You can't play basketball if you don't have skills, and they need behavior skills. So not only do you need the skill of coming off a screen, but you need the actual behavior skills of how to do that. How is that learned? Okay. How do you acquire that skill over time? Um, so those technical skills, and technical skills are rising right now, and not behavior skills. Like, how do you get up in the morning? How do you transfer it to life? How is being on time important? How is working hard for a shorter spurt important? So I think if you've seen the web and you've seen all of these, I think the technical skills are outpacing the behavior skills. And that worries me a little bit. And I think as coaches, myself, I work on my behavior skills about when I get up, when I'm doing my work. But then you have to teach them those behavioral skills. So what's a leader's job? Leaders create a lot of different things. A laser focus on a specific skill. I always tell my son that leaders not only worry about others, don't worry about themselves, but worry about others. So you, when you're a leader, you can't just worry about yourself. You must worry about reinforcing all the things behind. Um, it's happening to all of us. Um, Nothing kills that than hypocrisy. So if a leader is saying do one thing and then doesn't do it, um, that is a problem. If they're telling you to be there on time and they're not, um, it is important. So I think, and I've talked about culture a lot, but culture is the what, how, and why, the belief, the behavior, the outcome that you have to think about. So let me say that again. Culture is that what, that how, and that why. What do you believe? What do you believe in? How do we behave in that? So belief, behavior, and then the outcome, the actual thing. Um, so what is a leader? A leader is seen. Okay, you see their actions. So there's those. Then leaders make you, how they make you feel. That internal thing. A leader will you can think about some of our presidents that have been really good leaders, how they make you feel. Okay, the feel attitude. And then heard. Okay, leaders are sure that they hear your voice, and it's just not their voices being heard. So I think those are some things that you should take away from leadership, from the behavioral and the technical. And again, just those are just some quick notes that I jotted down about being leaders. But if we want them to do that, if we want them to lead, we have to show them the way, to be honest with you. And not only from a coaching standpoint and how we lead as coaches, but how we teach our, I'm not going to even say captains, but how we teach our players to lead is extremely important. I hope this has been helpful. I'm getting back into maybe doing this once or twice a week of kind of sharing some of my knowledge. And this is why, again, this is some of the stuff I share with my members in teachhoops.com. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it, is I just wanted to kind of share some of my golden nuggets that I've acquired over time. So hopefully you enjoy this, and have a great day. Bye.
Hey, Coach, glad you're liking the video. Make sure you like down below. That helps us a ton. Subscribe, hit the little bell up above, get a notification when we go live every day. Also, make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.